girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their
Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. Margin, as always, Ponzi. Psych to trade. Golf nut. Psych to trade. Like it. Kavi. Paul. Chef, as always. What's going on, Chef? CJ. Bruce. Bruce Almighty. Morning, guys. Buenos dias. Yeah, nice day yesterday for sure. What a beautiful day. Some nice downside. Juicy downside. And I it's just this morning sort of thinking about how, like, you know, we're all so panicked to get downside on this market. And it happens and you make money, right? You can make money both ways, right? Don't ever worry about what direction the market is going to go. Yesterday, probably one of the easiest, one of the most clean days in the last few weeks. And it was on the downside. And great, right? Love it. So when the market's showing upside, we trade upside. When the market's showing retest rejections and rejecting under key levels, we play downside, and we continue to do it over and over again. And if you can just remain unbiased, you can make money all over the place. So yeah, just another example of staying liquid, staying fluid in the markets. Whatever happens, happens. Staying in tune, in touch with what's going on, and taking advantage of every opportunity, no matter what direction it is. I personally, right? I think I personally make more money on the downside, even though we've had the trade upside over the last few weeks, last few months. I would say, I wish I could pull that statistic. I don't think I'll be able to. I might be able to pull the statistic between calls and puts on TradeZella. I can try to find that out. But I think I trade better on the downside. I really do. I really do. So yeah, interesting day yesterday. Very nice on AMD. Congratulations if you guys had that swing trade with me. That thing was sick. That was a sick trade. And it went further than I expected. That's for sure. ES held 5630 is a big level down here. Block for sure, man. That was one of our levels from yesterday. That's a nice hold. We'll have to be careful of that one today. Morning, guys. Might get some TB folks in here today. Is TB on a break? If hopefully he streams tomorrow, because I'm not here tomorrow. So if you guys are here from Trade Brigade stream, TB, you probably want to be back over there tomorrow, because I won't be here. Yeah, no live stream tomorrow, guys. Just want to make sure you guys know that. I think I mentioned that on the stream yesterday. I will be in Denver, Colorado tomorrow. So have a wedding for a close buddy of mine. And, yeah. No live stream tomorrow. Your best trading day, blew it all, overtraded. Yeah. You know, after around 12 o'clock yesterday, you could just feel that it was nothingness. After about 12 o'clock yesterday, it was pretty much just a shit show for the rest of the day. You sort of felt that volume just get sucked out of the market, and just the chop ensued. So, yeah, got to take that early move, got to take that early trade, and you got to get the hell out, man. It's very important. You got to get the hell out. You got to take that early volatility move, first hour, hour and a half. You guys know, if you're part of the community, after around 11:30, 12 o'clock, that's it for me, man. I do not trade. That's it. I walk away. I don't care what happens the rest of the day. I walk away. I know that the probabilities are that after 12 o'clock, I know from my statistics of my trading, and I can help you. You know, if you just listen to me and you just trust me a little bit from my experience, I can tell you that your probabilities of winning are going to be extremely low, are going to be less after around 12 o'clock on a trading day. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. The volatility is not as there. Not much is there. You know, sometimes there's days, right? There's outlier days. We know that. But these are outlier days, okay? We have to forget about outlier days. Outlier days are irrelevant to us. We focus on the thing that happens the most often, right? Outlier days in the stock market are not things to be focused on. So an outlier move late day, you know, sort of that secondary move around 2, 3 o'clock is just something you don't even care about, right? It's an outlier day. You don't need to try to catch it. Focus on the things that happen every day more often, and that's that morning move, right? The morning move is what happens most often. Focus on that and get the hell out. The algorithms start taking over after 12 o'clock. The computer trading starts taking over after 12 o'clock. That's why it's more hard to trade, guys. You're not trading against retail traders, right? Retail traders are most active from 9:30 to around 11 o'clock, I'd say. That's the most active retail trading time. Now, the reason there is money to be made during that time is because I can beat a retail trader, right? I can take money from another retail trader. I have a very hard time, and most humans would have a hard time, beating an algorithm, okay? After around 12 o'clock, you're trading against algorithms. Good luck, right? You'll find opportunities. There definitely will be, but you are absolutely going to have a more difficult time around that, 1 to 3 o'clock time frame as you trade against algorithms. It's just not something that I would be involved in. So there's your little spiel for the day. Let's go ahead and start. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Let's go to the economic calendar. We do have the unemployment claims today, I believe. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. We had TSM earnings this morning. And here we go. So right here, you guys can see Thursday, we have the unemployment claims this morning. So let's see what the market does on that today. Let's be aware of that. That could be a little bit of something to watch. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on that. 8:30 today, unemployment claims. That's about it, right? After that, you got the Philly Manufacturing Index at 8:30 as well, so we'll see that. It's about it for the week, guys, right? That's really it for the week. You got some FOMC members speaking tonight after market closes, some tomorrow. Really nothing that I would be too focused on after this unemployment claims today. All right? Obviously, no live stream tomorrow, so do your due diligence of knowing what economic data there is tomorrow. And the good thing is, not too much, right? Really, not too much on Friday's live stream. So, yeah, that's really it for today. And let's keep an eye on that 8:30 move. Let's see what happens there. Earnings calendar. We did have TSM report. I think TSM reported pretty well. I think it was a beat. TSM. We'll go ahead and go over to that. TSM, I think they had a little bit of a beat, but really no reaction here, guys. I mean, nothing that changes much here on the earnings. So pretty much just flat, right? Pretty much just flat from the earnings. So we'll have to just watch our levels, right? That's what we do. We watch our levels. That's about it there. Tonight, we do have Netflix, so please know that. We do have Netflix after hours tonight, which is a big name for the tech stocks. So let's be aware of Netflix earnings today. The expected move on Netflix today is $50. Holy hell. Okay. So $50 is the expected move, so a little bit less than 10%. So $50 in either direction is the Netflix expected move. All right. All right, let's jump right into the levels. Here we go. So let's talk about what happened yesterday. We came into this morning, yesterday morning, right? We came into yesterday morning, and we were watching, what was our key level that we've been talking about all week? 20,370, right? 20,370 was our major level that we've been watching all week. We've been watching it last week. We've been watching it this week. We were watching it yesterday morning. We saw 20,370 turn into a rejection point. That was the start of the downside, right? Why is that so important? We've been talking about the importance of this level for weeks now. If we go out to this right here, which one do I have it on? Let me go ahead and figure out which one I got it on there. There. So we've been talking about this, right? That structure of 20,370. That if we break below this level, there is absolutely no doubt going to be downside. That is a previous all-time high. That is this major previous low. And that is that major previous low from Thursday and Friday of last week. As soon as we saw that level break, you saw the downside come in, right? That was very, very clear. So we knew that. I'm hoping you're all prepared for that. I don't think we could have said much more to prepare for that than we did on this live stream. So under 20,370, that was the key for that downside sort of give up. We knew that under that level, we would start to see that selling come in, and we absolutely saw that yesterday. Now, what else did we get under? The 20,270. That was our next level, 20,270, 20,270, and that 20,270 alongside that daily 20 SMA. So if we go into the 5-minute chart here yesterday, let's go ahead and take a look what happened at the open at 20,270, right? Here's your open. Let's go ahead and go to the open here on the NASDAQ futures. Your open is right here. That's your open on the NASDAQ futures yesterday. And what happened, right? We rejected the 370, so we should know that that's weak. We said on the live stream, we are not longing this market unless we reclaim 20,370, right? That was our verbatim words yesterday. We are not longing the market if we are below 20,370. There is no reason to try longs under that previous all-time high, and that was very clear yesterday. We opened the market yesterday, and what do we get? We get clear 20,270 rejections under that daily 20 SMA. Bam, right? Beautiful. Nice downside move off our 270. Very nice downside. Next level, 180. Break, retest, rejection. 180, very clear. And we pretty much just slide from the 370 to the 270, below the 180, and we slide all day into our 20,000 demand now. Okay? Very nice yesterday. Between that 270 and that 180 level, I think that was very clear and a very nice follow-through on the downside move. Later day, you can see that 20,000 level just sort of hold on. And below that 20,000, I'm going to go out to the hourly chart. I think below 20,000, which I didn't have 20,000 on my charts yesterday. I have it on my charts now because the market is sort of showing me it. All right? I had 19.9. I did not have 20,000 on my charts. I didn't expect that to be a level that would hold, but we can see the market is sort of showing us that 20,000 is attempting to hold. Now, I want to show you this 19.9 level. This is the level I think you really need to focus up on here. 19,900 on the NASDAQ futures is a pretty major level. All right, and so here's sort of the idea, or here's why there was so much downside yesterday and it was so slippery, right? You guys know we talk about straight up, straight down, right? We talk about that a lot. I hope you have heard me say that before. If you haven't, you're probably new. But if you have heard me say straight up, straight down, then that is exactly what explains yesterday's move. If you look at this move, right, this was our consolidation phase. We had consolidation between 19.9 and around that 20,180 area. That was our consolidation. After our consolidation on the NASDAQ, You enter a phase of pretty much straight upside move. This was just sort of frothy, straight up, no intraday consolidation or no multi-day consolidation, right? This was our multi-day consolidation here above that 19.9 demand, right? We had that multi-day consolidation, which led to that breakout move that pretty much just went vertically higher, give or take, right? A few days of sideways, but pretty much vertically higher. So what did we do, right? We pretty much just gave back the straight up move. We gave back this frothy straight up move, and we had to give that back. You are always going to move aggressively back to the downside after you get straight upside. Straight up, straight down. We talk about it all the time. We get excited about that upside move, but we have to understand that straight upside like this leaves behind a nasty trail, right? This always leaves behind a nasty trail. You will most likely always see the market give back straight upside. And so what are we at now? Where are we at now? Right? We are back within the consolidation range that we were in previously. So, do I expect the market to see some support down here? Yes, I do expect it to be difficult to break under 19,900. I do not think the market is just going to slip and fall under 19.9, right? The reason you slipped and fell so aggressively yesterday is because you were just navigating through this straight upside, right? You're pretty much just giving back some of these straight upside levels. Now, this level, I think, is going to be much more difficult. 19,900 is going to be a very, very important level, right? That's key. 19,900, I do not want to be too aggressively short into that level. That is very clear. Previous low, previous low, previous low, previous low, previous low, previous low, right? 19,900 is most likely the level that late shorts will get squeezed out of, right? That is likely the level that people that continue to short this market will probably see some short-term upside, some short-term demand, and probably get squeezed out of their positions. So 19,900, I would be very careful of being short into that level. The next level that we can start to see is formulating is that 20,000. It's a right? It's not that clear. It's got some areas of interest here, but I don't see it as clear as the 19.9. So you could go ahead and plot that 20,000 on there. You can definitely see that day over day. It is a very clear 20,000 level there, but I would not short under 20,000. Let's make that very clear. I would not short under 20,000 because you would be shorting right into that 19.9, right? So be careful here. I think this entire zone down here is going to be a very important demand zone. I would probably say lay off the short side if we're above that 19.9. This is probably not your best opportunity to be chasing after yesterday's downside right into 20,000, right into 19.9, right? I don't think the 20,000 has much meat. I think it's just a psychological level that did hold yesterday. I think the 19.9 is absolutely the stronghold, right? So if you do break under 19.9, right? So we obviously have to plan for every situation. So let's talk about what happens if we break under 19.9. If we break under 19.9, we're going right to 19,750. That's right here. 726, 750 down here. That would be the next move to the downside. That would be this major low right here. Okay? So you got 20,000, you got 19,900, you got 19,750. I think 19,900 is the major hold, right? That's really the hold that I think needs to come in for the NASDAQ. You can very clearly see it right here. 19,900, right? Big time. And then that 750 big time as well. So 19,900, this is the 4-hour chart. And I mean, if you look at this 4-hour chart, 750 might even be more important, right? Look at this 4-hour chart. Look at this little double bottom low at 750. 750, 750. We break that, you're coming down to that 525, right? See this? Look at this, right? Look at this area right here. See that area right there? This straight up movement right there? If you break under these lows right here at 750, you are likely to navigate quickly through this straight up move right down into that 525. Okay? So, very clear today. 20,000, 900, 750, and then that 525 are my levels that I'd be watching to the downside. Now, this is what you're watching today, okay? This is the most important thing that you are watching today, right here. Listen up. You are not longing this market unless you reclaim levels, okay? You need to put that in your mind today. Remember the word reclaim levels, reclaim rejection points. You need to reclaim key levels before you are attempting to long this market back to the upside. If you stay under 20,180, there is zero rationale behind longing this market. You do not long back into a yesterday rejection point, a pre-market rejection point, and if I go back out, that is more than just that, right? You are not longing back into a previous major rejection point. If we go here and zoom in, 20,180, 20,180, 20,180. There is no reason to long this market and get stuck in a 20,180 rejection, okay? If you get over 20,180 and you reclaim that today and you see strength above that level, right, then you could attempt the long above 180 into 270. That is possible. You could attempt this long from 180 into 270. That is possible. However, I personally would not touch a long today if we are under 20,270. Honestly, in my eyes, it's 370 as well, but I'll say 270. I would not touch a single long if we're below 20,270. You do not want to be long and see this daily 20 SMA and that previous major rejection point turn into another smackdown. So for me personally today, just to protect myself, I am not interested in longs unless we see an aggressive, and I mean aggressive, reclaim over the daily 20 and over 20,270. That would be the only area where I would say, all right, maybe I can now jump onto this reclaim move and I can start to long over this 20,270 level. And I now see the NASDAQ reclaiming the daily 20 SMA. If I see that, then I would be able to build confidence on the long side. Until then, I am not going to look for longs into 20,180, and I am not going to look for longs into 20,270 because I believe these are possible bounce and fade levels that we should be watching today. Okay? So 20,180, very clear. 20,270, very clear. I would look for bounce and fades into these levels today, right? And if we do get over that 20 SMA and we do reclaim this today, that could be the long that I'd be interested in. All right. So that's what I'll be watching today. I think very clear here, some clear levels. Let's see how the market trades between them. I would just be right. This is where your job comes in. This is where your skill as a trader comes in. What do we see at these levels, right? This is not just a mindless short. This is not just a mindless long, right? I get people that come, they make comments, oh, I tried to long the 20,180 level yesterday and I lost money. Your levels are shit. Well, hey man, right? Take a second. Let's look at this 5-minute candle at 20,180. Is this candle show you a reason to long this level, right? Does that candle have any hold? Was there anything there that actually said to long here, right? This is where your expertise and your experience comes in. You need to be able to learn how to watch these levels and react to them. They are just technical levels. It doesn't mean it's it's automatically going to be respected. So if we get a push into this to 180 today and you start shorting, even though the market's going straight up and there's no signs of rejections, right, you're just going to get squeezed out of it. All right, so you got to still watch what happens here, guys. There is a level of experience alongside of this, understanding what am I looking for at these levels to decide what's happening, right? That's your job intraday. Unless you come into the Discord, which I can help you read those intraday, but if not, then you're going to have to be able to read those. So that's key. All right, QQQ. Let's move on. QQQ, you guys can see right here, 481, I think is that level, but the major level below, in my eyes, is 478. If we go to the 4-hour chart here on the QQQ, let me go ahead and zoom in here on the Qs. I believe the major level below, because there is a level that's being created here at 481, it's that 20,000 basically on NASDAQ futures. But I think the 478 is the major level, right? 478, I think, is your major demand level right here. 478, 478. I think that's the must-hold QQQ demand. Below that, you move into the 474 right here. So 478, 474, I think are very, very important. Yesterday, we can see a little bit of a hold coming in at 481, which I really don't have a level at, right? It's sort of sloppy, 481. I don't really like it. But the only reason I have it on my charts is because we can very clearly see that holding from yesterday. So I have 481, I have 478, I have 474. Those are my major demands below, right? 481, 478, and 474. I think 478 is the big one, okay? Now, to the upside, I have 486, 487 as a zone that I think could be a very difficult zone to get back above. Let me go ahead and show you why. So if I zoom in on this 30-minute chart, let me try to get this best suited to show you here. I believe this entire zone right here, between 487 and 486, is going to be very difficult for the QQQ to get back above. And here's why. Look at this QQQ chart. 486, 47, 486, 47, 486, 487. That is a previous double top high. That is a previous high. And that is the previous flip level that kept this market higher. This is a huge zone here on the QQQ. 486 to 487 is a huge zone on the QQQ. So I would absolutely not look to long if the QQQ is below this zone. This is going to be a tough zone for us to get above. You can clearly see that rejection yesterday, and you can clearly see the rejection here in the pre-market. In my opinion, you need to be over 487 and over the 20 SMA to think that this market is going to move higher. If we do get this today, that could be a very interesting long entry, right? Very interesting. Very interesting long entry for maybe a move back to 491. Very nice, right? That could be very nice today. That's only if we start to see some solid holds over this zone. We need to see some solid holds over this zone, some real price action, some real demand holds, some nice wicks, right? Some real clear confirmation that we're trying to hold above this zone. If we do not get that, this could be just that fade level of the day for more downside. I would be very careful at this 486, 487 zone today on the Qs. Okay? Very clear. 41, 478, 46, 47, and that daily 20 SMA. If you can reclaim this with strength, then I like the upside to 491. All right? ES. So, very clear level on the ES today, guys. We had this on our charts yesterday, and it sure as hell was respected. It was the 5630. 5630 was one of our major demands yesterday. That's a very clear previous low. That's Thursday and Friday's lows of last week, and we can see that yesterday we held it again. So, no shorts in the 5630, right? On the ES, that's very clear. We're not going to want to start shorting right here, right? We're not. If you shorted here, you lost. 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 We're not going to short here today, right? We're not shorting at 5630 on the ES. That is very clearly a demand low that is holding today. If we get under 5630, sure, right? That's juicy shorts. That's what I'll be looking for. If we get under 5630, we're going to 5610. But for now, we clearly see 5630 as that sort of demand low, that channel low, very important, okay? Make sure you know that. I would not be shorting into 5630 today. On the 15-minute chart, you can see we have some rejections that have showed themselves around the 5668, right? And that 5680. Very clear right there, right? 5668, 5668, 5668, 5668. Very nice. 5680, 5680, 5680. So today, if we get a pop, watch 68, watch 80. I would not long this market until we get a reclaim of 80 right here. I would only long the ES if we get a reclaim of 80. That's the only spot I'd be interested in longs. Reclaim of this low, reclaim of that yesterday rejection, reclaim of that Monday low, right? And see if we can get a long over 80. That would really be the only spot I'd be interested in. Before 5680, you can get stuck in a 5668 rejection. You can get stuck in a 5680 retest rejection, right? Retest this level, reject. Retest that low, reject. Retest that low, reject. I don't want to be long right into a rejection, okay? So 5668, 5680, my two upside supplies. Nah, I'm not that interested in 5650. I did have a level there, but it's way too sloppy, guys. I did have a level at 5650 yesterday, but when I draw that level here, right, if I draw 5650 level, I just don't like, if the market starts trading like this, guys, I invalidate levels in my mind, right? Look at this market right here. There is no consistency at the 5650 level, right? It's just straight up, straight down. This is not being respected as much as I would need, right? That's not being respected as much as I would want, right? It's just straight up through it, back straight down through it, straight up through it, straight down through that level, right? It's just not there. It's not as clean. So I'm going to delete it, right? I just don't like it. I'm not going to trade off that. Maybe it does something today, right? Maybe you see a little 5650 rejection, but it's not enough for me to build confidence. At the end of the day, guys, okay? Think about this. Think about this for a second, okay? You need to be able to build confidence on a level in your own mind, right? Whether it's right or wrong, you need to at least be able to feel confident about it yourself, right? Because you need to be able to set up a trade around it. You need to be able to feel confident when you enter a trade at a level. So it doesn't matter if the market, if it's the right level or not. What matters is, are you able to actually build confidence yourself in that level? If the answer to that is no, don't dare trade off of it, because you're going to enter a trade. You're going to be like, right? Maybe 5650. I don't know. Maybe it's good, right? I'm not too sure. And then you're going to enter a trade off of it. At the second that you see some weakness there, you're going to jump out of that trade because you have zero confidence behind it. You need to find confidence in the levels that you're trading off of. So for me, I do not have confidence in 5650. I don't care if you think it's right. I don't care if you think it's wrong. All I care about is what I think, because I'm the one setting the trades, and I'm the one that have to manage my own trades. I'm the one that have to make those decisions. I don't care what you think, right? So for me, 5650, just not a level that I'm too happy with, right? So I'm going to delete it. What I'm happy with is this, right? I'd be happy to that. That looks like a confident level. And then down here, this looks like a very confident level as well, right? You can very clearly see the respects that have taken place at this level. You can see the respects that have taken place at this level. So I need confidence in my levels, right? And I'm going to delete anything that I don't feel confident in, right? Even if there's a level that I provide you guys and you don't like it, take it off, man. Don't trade off of it, right? Don't trade off of something I'm confident in and you're not, because then you're not going to be able to manage it the same way I can. Really no action here on the ES. Let's continue. Market, I don't think today's data is really going to do much for the market, but little bit of nothing. Little bit of nothing, little up, little down, or we can go do this, right? I know some of us like to do this. Where is it? Where is it? Give me the 30-second. Where's that 30-second chart? Give me the microsecond. Give me the tick by tick. Oh God, that's really bad. No, I definitely don't want the tick by tick chart. Let me go back 1 day, 1 minute. Where's my 30-second chart? Damn. Can you get to the 30-second? Where the hell is it? I guess it's not letting me it's not giving me the 30-second. Market's pumping. We're going straight up. All right, let's continue. SPY. I thought there was a 30-second. I could have sworn I've been on it before. Maybe on mobile there is. All right. So 560, very clear, no doubt. Love that level. You can very clearly see the reactions at this level previously. 560, very clear, right? Previous holds, yesterday rejection, this morning rejection. So I would be watching that 560 level, right? 560 level, that's sort of your bounce and fade level today on the SPY. 560. Above that, 561. So 561, 560, definitely two rejection levels to be careful of today. 561 would need to be the level that we get above for me to be interested in longs today. We got to reclaim 561. Back above that Monday low, back above that Tuesday pre-market low, back above this yesterday rejection point. You got to be over 561 for me to have any interest in longs, anything, right? Even a little bit of hope in longs. I need to be over 561, okay? Until then, I would look for the retest rejections of 560 and the retest rejections of 561. Downside demand, very clear here at that 555.50. You can see it right here, 555.50, 556 zone. That's right here. That's these lows. That's Thursday, Friday lows. That's these previous lows back here, and that's where we sort of found that demand yesterday. So ES, and I'm going to say this, I talked to the group about this today, guys, and I'll talk about it with you. This right here, between 56.30 and 56.68, this is the DZ. This is the DZ, right? Right here. That's the DZ in this zone. And that is either danger zone, dead zone. What else? What other D names you got for me? Danger zone, dead zone. That's what that is, right? That is the dead zone today. I would not be trading in this zone today, right? You're either short at the supply highs or long at the lows. But if you start getting handsy, right? Don't get handsy here. If you start getting handsy in the DZ here, you're gonna just get totally chopped alive, right? There's no doubt about it. That is exactly what happened late day yesterday. You saw that nice fade, that nice continuation, but once we started getting in the middle of this disaster zone, drunk zone, dumb zone, dunce zone, desi zone, yeah, don't get too involved in here, guys. All right? You got to either be here, right, or you got to be here. Yesterday, if you started taking these trades, these random trades in here, you got totally messed up, right? Don't get involved just in the center of this channel. You're either going to look for a bounce and fade at a key supply or a drop and, maybe a drop in demand hold down at this low. I would not get involved just chopping away in this zone here, right? This is where you get messed up. Okay? Let's continue. Tesla. Stocks. Press that like button. 1,700 people, 800 likes. Press it. All right. So, Tesla. Very difficult. Very difficult. But difficult because it's been back and forth, right? It has not had much consistency, but there are some very clear levels that are forming. Number one, 246, very clear demand low, right? That was Tuesday's lows, and that is yesterday's lows. So 246, very clear on Tesla. Other level that's very clear is 250. So anywhere from 250 to 246 looks to be a level. It looks to be that sort of hold levels. 250, 246 would be the two levels that I'd watch for those potential bounce off of those bounces today. 250, 246. Now, this sort of looks like AMD, okay? Not entirely, but I am interested to see if Tesla does need to give back some of this straight up move, right? Let's not forget about this. Tesla was straight up, okay? And it's straight up into that major 265, which has now failed many, many times. If there is more downside on this market, right? If there is more downside on this market, then I would really be interested in whether Tesla does give back some of this straight up move. That is definitely something that's sort of in the back of my mind. I'm not going to act on it yet because Tesla has clearly shown that it does not want to do that, right? Tesla has been a very strong hold up here. Where do I think that could start to come in? I think it could start to come in if we break 240. If we break 240, I think you'll start to see some of that weakness. 230, that 218, right? If that's only, I think, if you break 240. Under 240 is where I think you could start to get that flip in the market structure, right? You could start to see that structuring down move to the downside if you get under 240. So for now, it's not a play, and you're still above 240, so not interested, okay? Very clear. Short term, 15-minute chart, you can see 250 demand, 246 demand. Be very aware of the 258. You can see right here, 258, 258, 258, and then above that, 265, all right? 258, 265, all right? 250, 246. I forgot about the IWM. The Russell, the IWM. So I wanted to show you guys this. You need pullbacks, first of all. There's no doubt about that. The two pullback levels I'd be watching on IWM personally is right here, guys, 218 and 215. Those are my two IWM pullback levels right here, 218, 215. I like those two levels right there, 218, 215. And I want to show you why the Russell rejected here, right? See this 226.67? See this 226.67, this daily supply I have on my charts? Let me show you why that rejected there yesterday. This is a big level here, guys. I got to go out to the daily chart. Let me get that real quick. Sorry about that. I got to go 5-year daily. So right here, guys, here is why this level saw rejections yesterday, right? Why did we see that failure at 226.67 yesterday on the IWM? Take a look at this zone right here on the IWM, right? See this? See where that little red check mark is? Look, top, top, top. That's a big triple top on the Russell right there. Right here, 226.67. See that? Rejection, rejection, rejection. See that little triple top? This is back in 2022, right? Back in 2022, we had a very clear triple top right there on the IWM. That is the exact level that you tapped yesterday, right? Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Okay? So that's big, right? That's big. That's important, right? You just tapped a 2022 triple top. So this could be a tough spot, right? This could be where you start to see a little bit of weakness. This might be where you stop chasing Russell to the upside, right? So be aware of that. 226, that's going to be big. That's a major triple top on the daily chart. If you get above it, party continues, right? If you get above it, the party continues. But for now, I would be careful into that zone, and I would require pullbacks. 218, 215, all right? That's the IWM for you. Let's go to Nvidia. All right, so Nvidia is, I think there is that looming major retest that could be necessary, right? Do we need to come back here, all right? Does Nvidia need to come back and sort of do this move, right? Does Nvidia need to come back down to that 97 level? That is sort of interesting. Now, before you can even think about that, there's some levels we need to be aware of. 115 is huge, no doubt. 115 is huge. That is a previous low. That is these previous highs, and that is the daily 50 SMA. 115 monster level. If you break 115, guys, that is where I think the weakness starts to really set in. Under 115, I think you move straight to 106.50. Under 106.50, I think you go straight to 97. That's if you start breaking these levels, right? That's if you start breaking these levels. For now, you are not. So, could this just be a channel low demand hold at 115 for that next upside move? Absolutely, that could be that. All right, so we got to be open to both sides. For now, we're still above 115. We're still above that daily 50. This could absolutely still be a strong demand hold. And this could be one of the best long entries of the week, of the month, of the next 6 months, right? This could be one of the best long entries off 115, right? Very possible. The level that I would be very careful of before longing here, and there is a level, it's 125, right? I'd be very careful of longing before 125. You can see right here, major 125, major 125, major 125. And when we broke below that 125 yesterday, we went straight down. So for me, I really don't want to long into 125, right? If we get back above and reclaim 125, sure, right? Then I'll look for that long. But under 125, I am more of a bounce and rejection type trader here, right? Under 125, I would look for this. I would look for this downtrend to continue, something along these lines, right? Look for that bounce and fade up at that 125. That would be more my trade that I'd be looking for now. If we get over 125, then that flips for me, all right? So 115 major demand, 125 major supply. I'd watch that zone. AMD, oh, baby. What a trade. What an absolute sexual trade. Previous highs, triple top rejections. Go watch my video yesterday. Absolutely nailed this thing. And congratulations to you guys that were in this trade with me. That was some sick stuff. Now, moving forward, AMD, you have this major high right here around 164. 164, 164, 164, 164. If you guys remember, this is that 164 level that we were stuck below before we took that long. Remember that long we took on AMD? It was because we broke over 164. Well, guess what? We're under it now. So look for that 164 to turn into a rejection. If we reject 164 today, we are moving lower and will ultimately likely move to this demand low at 155, 156. Okay? 164. If you get back over 164, you have a chance to move higher. You need to watch 164 today. That is huge. Qualcomm, big level here at 190, and I mean big, right? Because if you break 190, I think you could see more downside. 190 is sort of that last level before you have this sort of straight up move, and that would probably bring us down to 183. Under 183, you come back to 176. 190 is huge, okay? Right now, we are holding 190, so it's possible that this maintains. If we maintain 190, I would look for this retest and this rejection right here. Previous lows into new highs. That's what I'd look for, okay? So watch that 200. That's very clear. 200 break and retest could be very nice. Break, retest, rejection of 200, which is the previous lows. That could be a great short entry right there. If we don't get back up to 200 and we do break under 190, this could definitely be more downside. MU, another weak semi that really broke down yesterday. If we go to this 4-hour chart, if it starts this, if MU starts to live under like this I'd say 117. 117 is the major previous low there. So I'd say 117 and let me delete this. Hold on. 121. Right? We can see right here. Let me zoom in on this. So 121, 121, 121. You're trying to hold that today. If you break under 121, you'll have that 117 level right here. If you break under 117, I think that is quick downside, right? If you break under this, break under this, break under this, I think that is quick downside action under 117. So I'd absolutely be watching 121 and 117 on MU here. That is also where that 100 SMA is. You can see it right there, that 100 SMA. So 121, 117. That's where I'd be watching MU. ARM. Take a quick peek at ARM. You guys can see right here, ARM is holding that 161 demand level right here, 161, trying to hold here. I would watch that 167. I'd watch that 172. This could be a nice retest rejection of 172 on ARM, right? 167, 172. Those would be the two levels I'd watch there. Meta's big breakdown yesterday on Meta, guys. Big breakdown on Meta yesterday into that 260. And this is a huge spot for Meta, 260. So we talked about Meta under 460. We talked about Meta under 480 yesterday. And man, if you shorted Meta under 480 yesterday, congratulations. That was a huge breakdown under 480 and pretty much straight down all day. We went into our 460 demand and this 450 demand. These are going to be monster levels for Meta. So I'd expect Meta to hold 460. That is a huge 4-hour low. I would be looking for a retest rejection today of 480. So 460 holding, very big level, monster level on the 4-hour. I would be looking for a push and rejection of 480 today. That's what I'd be looking for on Meta. Apple, really holding strong, right? The strongest name out there. 228, 230 trying to hold. 228 held yesterday. 230 trying to hold today. If you hold over 230, Apple can move higher. Watch 230. Amazon, nice hold of that 180. It's like 185 here, right? Here's your 4-hour chart. You can see right here, 185, 185, nice hold. I would be watching right here around that 190. Watch that 190. Watch that 193. Microsoft, real quick for Chef. Microsoft 446, man. 446 is the level right here. You can see on this hourly chart. Take a look at this. 446, 446. You got to hold over 446. If you reject 446, you'll see more downside. If you get a reclaim over 446, you could possibly trade back up into that 451. All right? Let's go to, everyone's talking about Uber. I don't really know why everyone's so obsessed with looking at Uber here. It's basically just sideways. Looks like 68. 68 demand. Right in here is where it's been holding, 68. It rejected this 73 high. I would say watch that 68 zone right here. That's where it's been holding. All right. Trying to think what else. Costco, what did it end up doing? It's still holding, Costco. I have been watching this myself. It's still holding. Yeah, it's still holding. Right? You can see it. But if it breaks that, no bueno. 840. Gotta hold. Gotta hold 840. I think that's about it. Netflix has earnings tonight. I'm not going to go over that one. Coinbase. Just be careful of the supply high, guys. If you're sort of chasing this Bitcoin move, watch that 263 on Coinbase. That's a major supply high. Okay, please be aware of that. 263. I'll put an alert there. TSM. Did we miss TSM? Yeah, TSM holding that 170 demand low very nicely. Nice little 170 demand low on TSM. That's this previous demand low right here. You can see right there, 170, 170. Nice demand low hold. I'd say 176 is your watch. Actually, you know what? It's like 177. It's like this whole zone. 177, 176. But then you also have that daily 20 SMA above, which I just don't like. So be careful of that daily 20. You can see that's where we rejected today. I think it's this 177 and 170 zone right here. That's where I'd be careful. 177 and that daily 20, and then very clear demand at that 170. All right. AVGO, yeah, broke down under that 169. You're back at that major low there. That's a must hold here on Broadcom. All right. What is that, like 156? Yeah, that looks like a major hold. That's a must hold. Look at that. Broadcom. Bam. Bam. I did not miss AMD. People are going to start telling me that they're trying to make me believe I missed things so that I can go look at them. Yeah, 156. Big low there on Broadcom. That's got to hold. All right. That's it. NASDAQ, let's take a quick peek. What's she doing? She's holding. So we got that 20,000 hold coming in. First level to be very cautious of today is right here, 20,180 and that 20,270. If I had to guess, if I had $1 million on my table and he said, you have to guess what happens here. What do I think is going to happen? I think you're going to get a push into 270 today. I think that's possibly the right move, right? A reclaim into over this 180, get into the 270, retest that daily 20, and that's where I think the really interesting trades happen today, at the 270 retest. Okay, that's where I think you probably see this market back into. That would require us to get above this 487 though on the Q, so that might be tough. But that's really where I think you might see us back at that daily 20 on the NASDAQ futures, right up in here. Very possible, I believe. If not, it's going to be a failure at 180, right? If not, it's a failure at 180. All right? No live stream tomorrow, so don't show up. Maybe go out to TB's live stream or whoever you want to watch, or hey, maybe try to do it yourself, man. Take the morning, do some analysis yourself. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for all the support. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys back on... I don't know if I'll see you on Monday, but just, hey, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. You guys can follow me there on the bottom left. You'll get an update on what's going on. I'll make sure to update you there. So follow me on socials. I'll let you guys know. And have a fantastic weekend. Peace.